Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining Scrap and Fun with Beth. My name is Beth Graves and I'm a Creative Memories Advisor. And today we are going to talk about the new Creative Memories photo trimmer. But before we get started, I'd like to kick off our session with a joke. You've come to expect that. So, how do mice floss their teeth? With string cheese, of course. Wah, wah. Okay, I tried. Anyway, today we are going to talk about, as I mentioned, the new photo trimmer. The personal trimmer, which many of you have, it might be a dark blue, it might be a light blue, it might be this model. It could even be the really old, just blue plastic. But the personal trimmer has been retired, and in its place, we have the new photo trimmer. So we're going to talk about some of the features and changes that were made for this particular item, as well as how it nests beautifully with the 12-inch trimmer. And then I'm going to actually do a couple things of cutting, which will be the very first time I've used my trimmer. So let's go to my desktop. And here we have the 12-inch trimmer and then the photo trimmer. So just a tip as you're getting it out of the box, there is an end that says photo trimmer. The other end is blank. If you open from the photo trimmer end, it slides out super easy. There's a piece of packing cardstock inside, and that is kind of can get caught up if you open from the other end. There's also a spot here at the bottom of the trimmer that is a great place to kind of pull it out of that box, so it comes out super easy. So a couple of tips for the two trimmers in our new trimmer system is that we have blue is for action. So if you see blue on your trimmer, it means that you can do something with that piece of it. On the 12-inch, we can slide our blade. We can lift our guide rail. We can swing out our extension arm. Okay? Those are those action items on the 12-inch. On our photo trimmer, we have similar mechanisms. We have a spring-loaded guillotine-style blade, which can move up and down, and that's where we're going to cut our photos in smaller cardstock. And likewise, we have an extension arm that will allow our photos to hold up to something up to the 10-inch mark. Actually, it goes just a little bit beyond. So we have action. Blue equals action. The extension arm I mentioned goes to 10 inches on the photo trimmer, which is amazing. You remember the original personal trimmer, we could get up to 5 if you get right to the edge of the trimmer, 6 if you added on your own extensions. And then in the 12-inch, that extension arm goes to 16 inches. So clear over here, we've got 16, so you've got quite a bit more space on the 12-inch trimmer, but this is wonderful. There's storage in each of these components. Now, I know some of you will miss your drawer. There is not a drawer on the new photo trimmer, but there's still a secret space. If you flip over your trimmer, you can put your, I had them, here they are. You can insert your scissors. So your Creative Memory scissors can go there. And then this spot is for the micro tip scissors, and I currently do not have those available to me. So they would go in here. So your scissors can be in the secret compartment underneath your photo trimmer. And then as many of you know, your decorative blades are what go in the space underneath the 12-inch trimmer, along with a replacement mat strip can be placed here. We talked about the extension and the size. And then another benefit to the photo trimmer beyond the 10-inch arm, and that's just going to lock into place up there, is that your photo sizes are actually labeled here. So here is a grid mark for 3x3, 4x4, 4x6, 4.5 by 6.5, and 5x7. So those popular sizes that we use are all easily identified on the base of our photo trimmer. And you also still have that 45-degree angle, which many of us love on the 12-inch trimmer. So you can still cut at an angle. And again, you're going to use that spring-loaded guillotine style blade to come down. Here is a really cool feature. The trimmers are actually meant to nest together for easy transport or traveling or storage. So bring your housing blade down to the bottom of your trimmer on the 12-inch. Flip your personal trimmer or your photo trimmer so that it is upside down, and then it's going to sit right on top of there. So this little groove here and the groove here, groove here and groove here fit perfectly on top of the cartridge rail, and then they nest together to stick into the bag if you were able to secure one of those, or into whatever traveling contraption you might have, or to just stick on your shelf in your scrapbook space. So that is super cool. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about how we're going to use this photo trimmer. I've been saying personal trimmer for over 24 years, so I'm allowed to make that mistake. It won't be the last time, I'm sure. So with our photo trimmer, it is obviously meant to trim our photos. Now, here I have a 4x6 photo. It can go under and going to slide underneath that guide arm. And if it lines up with the blade edge, it's also, I can see here it is a 6-inch photo. So I've got a 4x6 right here because I can see my 4 here and my 6 here. If I wanted to make a photo into a 4x4, I know that I printed this in that true size, and so it gives me a little bit of a white border. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this down, and I'm going to take off that white border. So you want to line your photo up to the top of the base, right along that little ridge there. Wherever you're cutting is at the end of the silver blade space, and you're just going to bring it down, quick and easy. I'm going to pull it out, I'm going to line it back up, and I'm going to make this a 4x4 so I can line up with my grid marks here, or I can look at the 4 and know that, and then quick swipe, and I have trimmed my photo perfectly, and it's wonderful. And then I can line it up inside that grid if I want to make sure that it is that size. Let's say I wanted to take some space off this picture, and instead of having it be 4 inches, I wanted it to be 3.5. Well, I can line it up here at the 3.5. I know it's a 6-inch. It's falling just short, so my photo probably wasn't printed to that full size. Again, quick and easy swipe, and I have a beautiful edge, clean cut, and there we go. Now, if I wanted to trim some cardstock, I could easily do that. So I know that this particular piece is 12 inches long, and let's say I wanted to make it 8, but I didn't want to get out my 12-inch trimmer. Well, now, always put your blade arm down. I can slide out my extension arm. I can line this up at 8. Quick swipe, and now I've got my 8-inch strip, which happens to be, it looks like, just over 3.5 inches wide. So quick and easy that way. If I wanted to cut a 5x7 piece of cardstock, I could. Now, I'm a little long here, so that one's not going to work. But let's see if I can get one of these other pieces to fit. All right, this one I can do. So let's raise my arm. I'm going to take this to 7 inches, cut it, rotate, and go to 5. And again, I've got those grid lines that will help me to see that, yep, that's my 5x7 size. Quick swipe, and I've been able to trim a piece of cardstock to fit that photo. Now, you will not be able to get full-size 12x12 cardstock into the photo trimmer, but it does go to just over 8 inches before the end of the blade runs out, and it goes to just over 10 inches at the top. So something under 8x10 or a 10x8 you would be able to trim within your photo trimmer. So super fun. Now, I want to talk just briefly about safety on the photo trimmer. With our original personal trimmer, remember that the blade is kind of hidden inside this little shelf that the trimmer has. We don't have that little shelf here. So your blade is underneath here, but if you don't pick up by the arm, you shouldn't be touching it. So it's got all these really cool spaces. So pick up from the bottom where your hand fits naturally under there. Pick up from the side where your hand can fit between the end pieces, or from the top. These are great places to be able to pick it up, or make sure that your arm is down before you pick it up and grab hold of the bottom. Sorry, before you grab hold of the bottom. Those are the ways we kind of want to handle it. Remember that this is a brand new trimmer. So this blade is extremely sharp, and that's why we're getting these beautiful cuts on our photos and our cardstock. So just proceed slowly, be careful, be aware of what you're doing. Keep in mind that any of our blades are sharp. Our scissors are sharp. The blade on your 12-inch trimmer is sharp. And then they're especially so when they're brand new. So don't pick it up by the handle. Make sure your handle is down and pick it up that way. And then the gaps I've mentioned, make sure your handle is down. And just proceed slowly. Be smart while you're scrapbooking. And enjoy. This is a super cool tool, and I can't believe how quickly and easily I was able to trim up those photos. So we'll finish up with the photo trimmer. Can't wait for you to get it. It becomes available on August 26th, and you will be able to see the link to the photo trimmer in the description underneath the video. I hope you enjoyed something and learned something, and that you can't wait to get your hands on your very own. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.